So the first part we have done, this is my ready application. And now we want to move into the second part in our settings where we can edit the profile. So we are going to design this screen, and here we will be able to set and remove our image or any information about our user. So let's go to our storyboard, and in our storyboard we can use this minimap. It's quite handy thing if you have a lot of views. We can use the minimap to navigate where we want to, and I'm going to get another view out, and we're going to set this as a table view as well. Table view controller, and let's put it right here. All right, and now we need to create some kind of segue in between these two views. So I'm going to, we can do this either from here, we drag and put it show, and this will do the trick, or you can connect straight away your cell here and bring it here, and then it's kind of working without any coding. Every time you click on the segue on this cell, it will take us here. But I'm going to create a general segue, and we're going to do the rest in code. So let's look at our ready UI here, what we are going to design. And straight away we are past part of our navigation controller. We have this title here. Let's set our title. This is gonna be edit profile. And for this one, I don't want to have a huge title. It's nice when we are in settings here, but it won't be very nice when we are in the other view, which is like a secondary view. So here I want to have my small title. So the way you are going to do that is first change this large title to never. And then we're going to also set it in a code in case if it doesn't work. Usually it doesn't, but anyway, we are going to do it both ways. Right, so let's look at this, what we have. We have two sections here. The first section has two cells, 1 and 2, and the second section has only one cell. So select the table view. We are going to set to static cells, and let's get rid of the last cell. We have only 2, and the first cell here, the height is going to be 100 points because we need to put a lot of things here. So let's go to our measurements and set it to 100. And the second one I'm going to keep as it is because this will take just a text field. So let's start with our top part. We need an image view. And my image view again is going to be 60 by 60. And also I'm going to set this to 0.0 so we can get this and position it manually. And let's give some constraints. I want width and height to stay as they are. Left and top to be 0. And let's set our avatar image so we have some visual representation what we're working with. Then on the right side, I'm going to put some nodes. So let's grab a label and put it right here. I'm going to open this up, and we're going to make this a 2-liner. So change the number of lines to 2. And I'm going to also choose the color to be, let's system gray 2 maybe. Yes. And let's change the label. And I'm going to say enter your name and add an optional profile picture. All right, and let's set constraints for this. 0, 0, and height to be 60 points. Oops, on the left side we forgot to set anything. This is gonna be let's put some 8 points. Right, so we have our blue guidelines, which means everything is set correctly. And now I need another button that we put under our image here. And this button, let's set this to be the text to edit. And let's set the X to be 16, Y to be 70, and width and height I'm going to set to 60 points for width and 30 points for height. And the title is going to be edit. So let's set the constraints here. And we have set all the things for the top part. Now we need a text field here. And let's grab one text field, and I'm going to position it here. Enlarge this. And you can see that here, when I select my text field, this doesn't have any border. So it's like nothing in a cell. So let's go ahead and do the same here. So we choose that we don't have any borders. And also for our text field, if you see when I start editing, we have this button appeared automatically that will allow us to delete everything from our text field. So let's do that for ours as well. First of all, I want to set my constraints. I want this to be in the middle vertically. And let's put 16 on each side. The placeholder, let's set it to user name. And capitalization, let's put a sentence. And clean button, we want this appears while editing. Let's choose this one and see. All right, we actually cannot run this now because there is no way for us to get there because we haven't set our segue yet. And there is actually one more thing I want to do is to auto enable return key. And the reason we are doing this is, you see, when we type here, let me bring up the keyboard, we will have this return key and this will actually do the saving for us. So I'm going to auto enable it, and the return key is going to be not just the default, but we're going to change this to be the done. Right, so we have this set, background we don't need, appears while editing, this is set, this is set. Looks like we are all set. So now select your table view. Let's go ahead and create a second section. I'm going to select my first cell and delete this. And instead we are going to have our new cell here, and this is going to have a disclosure indicator. So I'm going to, let's get rid of the placeholder. So every time our user clicks on the cell here, let's get rid of also our table view, not the table view, the text field. And instead we are going to replace it with a label, because here the user is not going to type the information, but instead is going to choose the information from the available ones. So let's go ahead and set this to be vertically in the center. And let's put 16 points here and 8 points on the right side. change the font to be our application font, custom, and let's choose anywhere. And also I want to make this medium. Yeah, and maybe a little bit bigger, maybe 18 points. All right, so we have this set as well. Everything is nicely set. What we want to do is to, first of all, we have to create a controller that will control this user interface. And then we want to activate this segue. And to do that, we are going to give this segue a name. And to give a segue a name, you simply select this so you can access it in the code. You need an identifier. And then you go and call this. I'm going to call this settings to edit profile seg. And also I'm going to copy this because we're not going to need that.